Hey everybody, welcome to Building with Purpose. My name is Isaac Madrid, and first off, thank you for taking the time to be here. This first episode is simple. I just wanted to introduce myself and share a little bit about who I am and how I got into real estate, and honestly, why this platform even exists. This is more than just houses, sales, and business for me. It's about growth, faith, gratitude, and building something meaningful. I've learned a lot in life. For those who don't know, I'm about to be 29 this year. It's a milestone for me, and as I'm building on this, it's hard to see where I'm at in life and where I want to be in life. And so the goal for this YouTube channel is to build something meaningful. So before real estate, my life looked a lot different. I graduated from Arizona Christian University. I double majored business with music and a minor in biblical studies. From there, I jumped into a garage door company that my dad started in the early 2000s. I learned to love it. It wasn't easy. I came out very excited and I wanted to grow the business, but my dad had a different vision. And so we collided on differences there, but before real estate, my life looked different. Like a lot of people, I was trying to figure out things. I had a different job, different experiences, a different season in life, and each one taught me something valuable. Since college, I got married. That's a story for another day. If you're interested, let me know. I think that's important because sometimes we become so focused on where we want to be and we forget to appreciate where we are. During that period when I was in garage doors, I couldn't help but complain. It was too hot, it was difficult, and I didn't push myself to be the best version of myself. And so through that process, God worked on my heart, my mind, and He really pushed me to be the best version of myself. One thing I really learned is the importance of gratitude, not fake positivity, not pretending life is perfect because it's not. Perfection is something we will never attain, but genuinely appreciating the process, even when it makes you uncomfortable. Something I've always said is if you're not uncomfortable, you're not building in the right direction. If you're not uncomfortable, you're in the wrong place because comfort can be a disease. Comfort can lead you to destruction. And when you're comfortable, you're not growing. I learned to appreciate the small wins, appreciate the lessons, appreciate the people who believed in me before I started anything. Because gratitude really changed my perspective. I remember when I was younger, I would complain about everything, right? And since I grew up in the church, the go-to was why God? I got a flat tire and I'd be like, God, why me? I got in a car accident. I got a speeding ticket, right? And it's all these things that are my fault, but it was easier to blame others. It was easier to blame God. And so gratitude really changed my perspective and it made me who I am today, which is why I'm able to express my gratitude. And I hope for those who are part of my sphere, I'm able to communicate that. And I hope you really get to take away anything from me today, as it's even the first episode, is gratitude will take you to places you could only imagine. Because gratitude changes not just your perspective, but your way of living. It reminds you that even if you're still growing, you're already blessed. It reminds you that growth, it hurts, it's painful, it's not easy, it's uncomfortable, but gratitude allows you to enjoy it. As a believer, my prayer life was difficult until I learned gratitude. In gratitude, I learned to pray this way. I would say, God, thank you for the process. Instead of, God, why me? Why would you allow this to happen to me? I stopped pointing fingers at Him and I simply sat in it, understanding that it had a purpose. And therefore my prayer changed and it became, God, thank you for the process. Thank you for the delay. Thank you for the unknown, because it was through that led me to lean on Him and let me find myself. It led me to places I never thought possible. I thought I was going to die a garage door technician. I thought my career was going to be in garage doors the rest of my life. But one day I woke up and things took a twist and the business wasn't in the best position. It brought a lot of tension and stress to the family. And in that process, it was difficult. You know, you go to God and you're like, God, if we serve you, we're faithful. We do this, we do that. And in the business, it was difficult. And so as we had tough decisions and conversations, I said, hey, I'm young enough that I can start over. And so why real estate, right? It was the right time. I genuinely believe it was God putting me in the right place to be able to do ministry, to be able to help others outside of church, but in the day-to-day. And To me, being in real estate has been a blessing. Honestly, real estate became something deeper for me than just a career. I saw how stressful major life decisions can be for people, and I realized that I could be a blessing. I'm not the smartest guy out there, but I like to pride myself that I'm teachable, that I will hear anybody, and I'm willing to learn from them. And so real estate allowed me to sit with people and has allowed me to sit with people, hear their heart, and help them find that in a home. I realized I wanted to be somebody who could bring peace, guidance, and solutions to those moments, not just somebody trying to close the deal. It's a blessing, and I'm not gonna say it's not a great touch, but over the money, over the deal, over closing on a house, I genuinely love helping people, and real estate has allowed me to do that. It's been a roller coaster, to say nonetheless. For those who know, you know, it's difficult. There's highs, there's lows. One day you're closing, the next it gets pushed back. One moment you're going through inspection and you're like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna show up? And the next you've given them their key to a process that took them 2-3 years. I wanted to build relationships. I wanted to serve people well, and I wanted to do the work that actually mattered. I realized that real estate was more than showing houses. And it's a controversial topic. A lot of people say you don't need a real estate agent. A lot of people, when I was hearing what social media had to say, said that AI was going to replace realtors or real estate agents. But now that I'm in it, this job cannot be replaced by technology. There's so much heart. There's so much to do in it. Like, we're a part of people's lives. We're a part of this journey. We're a part of a moment in their life that they'll never forget. And it's such a beautiful thing to be able to walk someone through these moments, and more than money, to genuinely connect with them. And so it's been such a blessing that I get to be a part of that journey for others and to hear their heart, because not everyone is looking for the same home, or else all we'd be buying is new build. There's a reason resale still works, and it's because people have character, people have dreams, people have a vision for their home. And I get to bring that to life. I get to be a part of that process. A huge part of how I approach life and work comes from my faith. There's a verse that really stayed with me through this journey, one that I've been putting on my social media, and I'm working on putting it on my business cards, and it's Colossians 3:23. And it says, work willingly at whatever you do, as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people. Let's be honest. People can be hard to work with, but it's a blessing when you do it with all your heart. And so this verse really stuck with me, because no matter who's in front of me, whether it's the undecisive person, or the person who doesn't want to hear it, or the person who doesn't want the presentation, or the person who just wants to get to the details and tell me, how much is your commission? Like, everybody's different. But regardless of the person, when I look at them and I see Christ in them, and I see that if this was Jesus in front of me, I would not speak to them in this manner. I would hear them out. I would be slow to speak. I would love them regardless of their decision, because that's the way I walk. That's the way I teach. That's the way I work. And this verse really resonated with me as I started this journey, and it really stuck with me, because even in garage doors, I would treat people's houses as I went into the garage as if it was Jesus's. And so sometimes I would repair something and not charge them for it, because it was something so simple that if it was my father's house, I would go do it without charging them, because it's that privilege of, you've allowed me into your home. And so this is the same journey. It's very similar. I get to serve people. I get to love people. I get to know people, and I get to be a part of that journey. I just got to go to a housewarming party this last week, and it was such a blessing to see how right away they got the house and they started bringing character and decorating it, and they were really making that house a home, and that was such a blessing. As I continue this journey, as I continue in this channel, my goal for this channel and the podcast that's going to be released alongside it is to have real conversations that will push you to growth, that will push you to faith, that will help change your mindset, that will help change your business, hopefully, give you purpose and maybe some life lessons. I want to bring all that. I know it's going to be difficult, but those are the things I want to share. Things that are real, things that are genuine, things that are not just going to help you buy a house, but things that will help you build your mindset, your home, your spirituality, and hopefully creating a space where people feel encouraged, motivated, and reminded that where they are right now is not the end of their story. Where you are today doesn't define you. What happened yesterday stays in yesterday. What's going to happen tomorrow is not assured. You have today. And I want to remind people of that because we get overwhelmed and this world moves so fast and opinions are darted at us daily. And there's so many things out there. And so my goal for this podcast is whether it's 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever the length is that you're able to hear this, I want you to rest in it, receive it, meditate on it, and hopefully it helps change your life for the better. I've been so blessed to be surrounded by people of great wisdom, knowledge, and people who care, people who pour into others. And I feel like it's my turn to do that. I'm about to hit 29 this year and I'm going on to 30. And as I thought of the history and the life I've lived and where I'm headed and how 30 is considered the prime of human existence, I was like, I need to be the best version of myself. So through this podcast, my goal is it's not just to change real estate. My goal is to help others change their mindset and build with purpose, including myself. I'm starting this health journey and I started running recently, believe it or not. And it was hard at first, but the pain produces endurance, and that endurance produces this excitement to want to keep doing it. And it's hard, but I know it's worth it. I know it's worth the pain. I know it's worth the journey to it. So hopefully this is the first of many things that I get to share with you, and we get to grow alongside each other. So again, thank you for being here and supporting this journey from the beginning to whatever God leads us to. Thank you for supporting and coming along with this journey. I'm excited for what's ahead, and I hope these conversations bring value to your life in some way. If you have questions, send them my way. I do have an 8-episode plan, but if anything hits sooner or more popular where people are asking, well, what is this or what is that? Follow me on Instagram. That's more of a daily update. I share a lot of what my day looks like. I also have showings and videos and tours and stuff, but I want this podcast to be more rooted, to be more founded. I want this podcast to bring the meat to the short conversations I get to have throughout the week. My goal is to share my journey with you, to be a part of your life as much as you will be a part of mine. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, follow, share. If you have questions, doubts, or concerns of any, I got you. And if I don't know the answer, you best believe I'm going to get you one. Please share with somebody. Let's grow this channel and bring on the questions. I am excited. Thank you for watching Building with Purpose with your host, Isaac Madrid. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for following along. Have a great day.